Joe Visconti.
I'm Joe Visconti. I'm from West Hartford, Connecticut. I was a town councilor in West Hartford from 2007 to 2009. I ran for Congress against John Larson in 2008. Horrible year to be a Republican, but I learned a lot on the federal issues on the campaign trail. I carry a gun. I've carried a gun for 30 years. I'll tell you a quick story about why I carry a gun. I was caught in 1980 in the Mariella boat lift working at the Diplomat Hotel on Miami Beach with my sister. We came out after doing banquet work, and everyone was gone in Miami Beach. We tried to get back to Fort Lauderdale. Bridges were closed. The civility unraveled. Cars were burning on the corners. Gunfire everywhere. I went inside my house with my sister and my aunt. I had a steak knife. So for me, it was about, I had no choice. I had no choice to protect my sister. I had no choice to protect my aunt. We got a car. Everyone laid down on the van. We drove out west to Cooper City where my cousin lived, which is much more rural. And I came back to Connecticut in 1980. I said, that's it. Got got my pistol permit, a couple AR-15s. When I was in my 20s, I was much more active in shooting than I am today. So I'm not a fair weather pro 2A. I got in this race, April 4th, 2013. As the governor was signing the gun bill, I registered to run for governor. And April 4th, in a couple weeks, it'll be a year in the race. I'm not taking campaign finance money. I don't believe in it, but I think every candidate should do what they want. I had a plan. I'm a builder. Worked 40 years in the trades. We used to work right over here at the Hartford Insurance. Back in the 80s, doing a lot of renovations there when it had first opened. My family does a lot of construction in Connecticut. We've done multi-million-dollar projects. They had the home office, all the other properties, Hartford Insurance, most of your Fortune 500s. So I'm a builder who approaches things through a building in phases. And so that's what I'm doing with this race. There's some issues I'll talk about in a second. But first, I want to tell you what my plans are financially, because my opponents are all taking the Citizens Election Fund, which we call welfare, even Tom Foley. I had an idea a year ago that if I could nationalize the Second Amendment, that I would have the opportunity to bring unlimited money in. I am not bound by the majority of collected money. That means I could take $100 billion, the other candidates can't. $3,500 per individual, per election cycle, but we're looking at $5, $10, $15, $20. Last week, I went national with John Sinkway in a video that went viral. We have 100,000 hits tonight. And tonight on Freedom Outpost, there was a full-page article on me. You want to read it when you get home on my positions. As of Saturday, within 1 week, we have 19 states that are donating. We've been working with the militia across the country. Connecticut is ground zero because of so much civil disobedience. Now, I registered my magazines, and I spent 11 hours on New Year's Eve at the Department of Public Safety filming with PALIN Smith over here, who's a great patriot and a freelance photographer who does a lot of news work that no one else will cover. We spent 11 hours randomly speaking to gun owners who are coming out. None of them belong to gun groups. They're just people that were registering magazines, and they're long guns. And I learned a lot about what they thought. They know that this legislation is going to continue. Everyone believes that they're not going to stop here. Now, I was a Tea Party person for years when it first started, and we were, targeted as crazies. Well, everything we said has happened in this country. We all know it. So if we say they're going to confiscate, they will confiscate in one way or one form or another, no matter how they cut it. Mike Lawler will make a move on all of us after the election. That's what's going to happen. I don't particularly care about declaring my 2 magazines, my 380 Beretta, because I can go buy 10 more. But I did, and I went through the process so I can see what it was like to have incremental legislation. Next year some more, the next year some more, the next year some more. So I nationalized this race today. It is already nationalized. We're looking right now to increase the volume. My idea is to bring, which we're getting $10, $15, $25 from millions of Americans who are coming here for the CCDL rally. Talk to Scott Wilson, they will tell you what's happening. Coming here, we knew that when our video went viral, it's just because John Sinkway said, I'm not going to register, and he will not register. This is very important. State police cannot ask you if you made your gun or your magazine inoperable. I checked this out with the lawyers before we went. So, which means, if you thought they were coming in the door, you could take a 3-pound hammer to your magazine or your gun and render it inoperable. I'm not suggesting anyone break the law here, because I'm sure this video will be used somewhere along the line, but many people are very nervous right now because they didn't follow the law. So we do not have to, for those who did not register or declare, tell the police when you make your firearm inoperable. So this is called, we're playing chicken with the state police. I've been approached by many state police over the last 2 weeks because my hard stance on 2A, and most of them don't want to go in. When they get the call, they don't want to go in. So the police are divided. Some of them, even one Bradford cop who got taken off duty, basically said, "I can't wait, John, to get the order to kick your doors in." It's not good. It's not safe when our state police don't know what to do. And on video, on a viral video, I said, I will, as your governor, I will not send in my state cops to come out in a body bag. As a governor, you can call it the National Guard. This is boiling and this is heating up. I'm for the legal and the political process to solve this. And I knew a year ago that I would need to nationalize it. The things that are happening for my campaign they're becoming nationalized because people are looking for someone who will fight Dan Malloy. We've got a lot of great candidates. Martha just got in the race. You know she's a fighter. I carry a gun though. Martha, I don't think she does, but that's okay. But I'm the real deal. I'm not a fair weather candidate. And I'm 90% not about guns, but I got in the race because it was the last straw. The two issues other than the guns that we will win on are Common Core. I've led the way on Common Core in the state of Connecticut, holding the first seminar against it. It's the Obamacare of education. It's a place Republicans can bring in women into our party. We lost them with pro-choice. Parental choice are the key words for Common Core. So we're out now. We're running a general election campaign right now. We have 5,000 posters, 25,000 palm cards like this, and we're putting them in just about every mom and pop shop you can find. And we're putting those small business owners on video to ask them about minimum wage, about why they're not hiring. So we're not going to say we're an expert. There are no more experts. The experts have failed us. So my campaign is going to give a platform to small business owners. We've already done it. Check my website out. You'll see videos, testimonials from people, not necessarily endorsing me, but saying here's what's wrong with the economy. The job creators are the small business people, and we're going to give them that opportunity. Common Core, small business owners, and the Second Amendment are the three key issues that are going to turn this race. I'm hoping to get your support. If you can donate $5 or $10, that would be fine. I'll open this up for questions because I can go on for hours. Yes, sir.
What are you or the state Republican committee going to do to try to minimize the effect of voter fraud so Bridgeport doesn't steal the next governor election?
Our plan is to work in the cities. Today you can register people in the cities. That's what our campaign is doing. I'm working in the Dominican Republican community, the Ecuadorian community already. We already have our established contact. 50% of Spanish in Connecticut that can legally vote, spread it from Denise, Maryland, are not registered to vote. So working hard in the Spanish community to go into that community, and basically no one wants, I'll say some words that may sound strange, but nobody wants fraud. But if you were going to have fraud or people were going to do something wrong, if you're there, and I know this from construction, if you're not there, you're not in control. You don't call in your super and say, what's happening on the job? How many contractors in this room ever showed up on a job and said, what happened? The guys did this, the blueprints were that, and this is what our party needs to do. We're doing, our campaign's doing. I'm Italian, I connect with the Spanish community a lot more than a lot of the other candidates. We've got a lot of Irish guys fighting over the Irish vote, but we're working hard. I've been in it almost a year now. I built up about 1,500 people. I already have the largest campaign in the state of Connecticut that is working right now in the field. Postering, testimonials, and we have palm cards. These cards here are on the counters of business owners, and they're pushing me on their counters. Yes, sir.
You said you're a builder. If you give us a break on the ventilation system.
I think Arnold could find it. Arnold will find it the best deal in the world. If you want an answer, he'll let you know where it is. But any more questions? I know you guys got a big night tonight, so if not, go to my website, direct message me and I'm on Facebook. I communicate with everyone publicly. No other candidate interacts like I do. Thank you very much for your time.